Noxolo Masinga's 11-year-old son knew that they were in danger. He knew that something was off, and he tried to warn his mother to get back inside the house and that she was not safe. The baby boy saw the man who was standing outside the house with his mother, and that the man, her mother's ex-boyfriend Sandile Ngema, was hiding a gun behind him. Noxolo didn't see it, and she didn't understand when her son tried to tell her to get back inside the house. She was busy drawing a mop while listening to Sandile talk. A few moments later, Sandile took out the gun and shot Noxolo on the head. Her son just watched in horror. Sandile then turned to Noxolo's son and tried to shoot him too. The little boy ran back inside the house, but Noxolo unfortunately passed on. Then, when he was done, Sandile fled Noxolo's home and then proceeded to go to his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his 2 children, Nelly Machequete's home. And then he tried to kill her too. He tried to shoot her in the head twice, and then his gun jammed. This is a story of how, after dumping her boyfriend, he followed her to her house, and when he couldn't convince her, he took her life in front of her helpless child, leaving a scar that he would never forget for the rest of his life. This is the tragic story of Noxolo Momo Masinga. Welcome back to True Crime with myself, Julia. On this channel, we tell true crime stories that have happened in South Africa and have shocked our nation. Today's story is one of those, and it is a new story. It broke on Friday night, 3 October 2025. As it stands, Sandile is still on the run. The story is well covered, and the Sowetan newspaper has done a really good job at it. They have visited Noxolo's family. So please do your own research as well. Here we welcome an informative conversation in the comments. There's always someone who knows the victim personally, and we appreciate that when we add more to the story and keep the victim's stories in the discourse. So let us get into the story. In the quiet streets of Lawley, south of Johannesburg, a mother rinses a mop by the tap outside her home. Her 11-year-old son stands nearby. He's uneasy. Something doesn't feel right. He sees a man approaching. Calm, he is familiar, but dangerous. He whispers to his mom, "Mom, get inside. He has a gun." Moments later, a gunshot echoes through Kokotela Township. And the life of 27-year-old Noxolo Momo Masinga is cut short. Noxolo was just 27 years old, a young mother known for her laughter, her warmth, and her love for her son. She had dreams, like so many young women, but her relationship with 34-year-old Sandile Ngema would soon turn into a nightmare. The two once lived together in KwaZulu-Natal, but as months passed, Momo's friends say things changed. Sandile became controlling, he became jealous, he threatened her, saying if she ever left him, he'd rather see her dead. So Noxolo made a decision to leave. She packed up and returned home to Lawley, hoping to rebuild her life. It was a normal Friday afternoon in Kokotela. Neighbors say they often hear gunshots in the area, but that day, no one could have imagined what was about to happen. At around 3 p.m., Sandile arrived at Noxolo's home. Witnesses say he looked calm, collected, even friendly. He asked to speak to her. Noxolo, unaware of what was to come, agreed and walked with him outside to the tap. Her son watched as his mother began rinsing the mop. Then, something caught his attention. Ngema's hand resting near his waist, concealing a firearm. The little boy warned her, "Mom, he has a gun." But before she could react, Ngema pulled the trigger. A single gunshot to the head, Noxolo collapsed instantly. Her son screamed and ran inside as Ngema allegedly turned the gun towards him. The boy survived, but his world would never be the same. His last words to his mom was, "Mom, he has a gun." And that was it. That is the last time he would ever say anything to his mom. When neighbors heard the gunshot, they didn't rush outside. Gunfire was common in Nkokotela, in most townships in any ways, another tragic sign of life in a community gripped by violence. But when family members discovered what happened, the scene was unimaginable. Noxolo's aunt, Masipoa, says the family is traumatized. She says, "We never thought that gunshot could claim one of us," she told Sowetan newspaper. She said the worst part is that the child, he saw everything. "We don't know if he'll ever be the same again," she says. Rumors soon spread that Sandile had made threats, even promising to eliminate witnesses. They say that he keeps contacting Noxolo's friends to threaten them. The family and the friends, they all now live in fear, hoping police will find him before he strikes again. Later that same night, Sandile allegedly tried to kill another woman, his former partner Nelly, the mother of his 2 children. He reportedly pointed a gun at her twice, but the weapon jammed. She then escaped while community members tried to catch Sandile, but he ran away. Nelly told Sowetan that she'd been living in fear for years. Even after leaving him 4 years ago, Sandile continued to stalk her, sometimes chasing her with a machete in the street. She had taken out a protection order, but in South Africa, too often, protection orders never really protect their victims as they should. The police have launched a massive manhunt for Sandile. He's a former taxi driver who worked between Lenasia and Lawley and is believed to be hiding somewhere in Gauteng or in KwaZulu-Natal. Colonel Noxolo Momo confirmed a murder case has been opened and have asked anyone with information to please contact the police. On social media, South Africans are demanding justice and asking how many more women must die before real change happens. At Noxolo's home, grief hangs heavy in the air. Friends describe her as a kind and strong woman, a woman who simply wanted to live in peace, to raise his son, and to start over again. But her life was stolen by the one person who claimed to love her, and her little boy will carry the memory of that day forever. This story isn't just about one woman, it's about thousands of women who leave abusive relationships only to be hunted down. So if you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, please reach out for help. In South Africa, you can contact the Gender-Based Violence Command Center on 0800 428 428, or you can dial 1207 867 # for support. Noxolo's story is not just another headline, it's a reminder that living doesn't always mean safety, and that justice for victims of gender-based violence must be more than just words. Please leave a candle in the comments for Noxolo, for her son, and Nelly Machequete. What are your thoughts on this story? Let's talk in the comments. Stay safe, and I will see you on the next one.